Everyone thinks they can just say whatever they want and there's no consequences.
We come from this very cutthroat, deadline-fueled world of TV news. It takes a career to build trust, and it takes a single moment to like lose that trust.
Let's talk real fast, right? Everybody, I got a special guest here today, Keith Jones. A little different of a podcast. He's going to be talking to you about branding, how it relates to marketing. He's a newscaster here on NBC10, big following. Keith, I want to welcome you here to the podcast, my friend. Thank you for coming in.
Welcome to the Build It, Etc. podcast with Lance Bachmann.
There we go.
You're the man. Thank you. I love the vibe here, man. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it's different, right?
It's good. It's good.
Yeah, we hit you with a little... Yeah, so I live in like Fort Washington Valley, Fort
Yeah, Fort Washington's beautiful.
It is, but I live on a 20-acre farm.
Good for you. God bless you.
And the original part of my house was built in like 17-something, like the original stone piece of it, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes I just sit on my farm and my son Elgie will be there, and my son Elgie will be like, "Dad, can we look for weapons from the Civil War? Not the Civil War, from
American Revolutionary War.
Yeah, War.
This is right there, Valley
Right there." And you think about how many people died, and then you think about your grandparents, and then their grandparents, and then my parents passed away already, and you're like, well, we're next. And then like, but if you really think about it, since America started, probably 200 plus years ago, how many people have come through this country, and you just forget.
That's right. That's right.
Like, not being rude, and they always say you live one generation up, one down.
That's it.
And so when you think about that, people always say, Lance, like, you don't care what anyone thinks about you. Like, it's like people almost attack me for it. And I'm like, yeah, I really don't give a fuck, because I got to live one up, one down. And no offense to my wife, who I love, but if I die, my wife's moving on. And I respect her too. My wife's going to have a new man inside of a year, most likely.
That's a healthy way of looking at it.
Correct. But I would want her to. I want my wife to find someone, be happy.
Because life is short.
Correct. Like, I don't want her to be a miserable. Like, my mom, after my dad, never dated again. Like, that's a terrible...
The old school,
Correct. Like, I'd want my wife to go out, find herself, find a guy better than me, find a guy who treats you better than me, and enjoy your life.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
And my kids are going to remember every birthday, every Christmas, and outside of that, that's all you got.
That's right.
And that's why I just thought it was impressive that you went and did the thing for her with the foundation, because honestly, most guys would have moved on.
Yeah.
That's the truth. You're married, you have kids now.
Yeah. Because you have to. That's the thing. You have to.
But I mean, most guys wouldn't have done the pageant thing. Most guys would have done a foundation to try and help her. They just would have been like, fuck.
Yeah. Well, those people made her who she was. And so trying to and you don't do it immediately. Like, the first year, I was a mess, man. Made tons of mistakes, and was trying to figure out who I was again. Like, once somebody passes, it's really important in your life. There's like old you, and then there's a new you after that. And I look back now 10 years and I go, I don't even remember that guy, from my 20s. And I think in every era of your life, you do that, right? Like, you think, 20s, I don't know, that guy was crazy, made mistakes. 30s now, I look back and I go, all right, he started getting it together, still made some mistakes. I do this one differently. And then 40, I'm 40 years old now, and I'm like, okay, what's this era going to look like? It's probably going to look like mistakes to my 50-year-old self. You know what I mean? Of course, but I think that's life.
I think if you aren't a different person at 50 than you were at 20 and 30, and I've always say this, then you're probably going to be a loser. You're stuck in the same, like, I have no regrets about leaving who I left behind to become who I am today, because I didn't want to be that same person I was. And a lot of the people you leave are the same exact people. They're talking about the same BS.
That's right.
They're doing the same exact things, sitting on the same bar stools. I mean, I know guys that are my age that are taking their shirts off in bars, dancing still. You're 55 years of age.
Right.
Your kids are watching you do this. How do you think it's going to turn out for your children? What do you think they're going to be like at 55? Do you think do you think that button's just going to go off in their head one day if you don't show them how that button should go?
That's right. And you got to show them, you can say all you want, but they're watching you 24/7. That's what I'm learning as a dad.
So the biggest thing I learned from being a dad is my kids know who I am better than me. Like, it's crazy. Like, my wife doesn't know. Like, my wife loves me and she worships me, but it's a different, you can mask a lot of things to your wife.
Sure.
You know what I mean? You can put a smile on when you're really not smiling. But your kids' energy, they know who you are. They see how you talk to other people. They know everything. They know what upsets you. They know how to get to you. And I just, like I always say this, like your kids are watching 24/7. They know who you are. No one knows you better than your children.
That's right.
No one. No one. So like when I see these dads say, I don't pressure my kid in sports or this, I'm like, you're full of shit. There's a reason why your kid's not performing is because they're so afraid of letting you down instead of just enjoying the moment.
Playing for themselves, yeah.
Playing for themselves. And so for
Yeah.
me, I'm not saying I'm perfect. I made every mistake
Of
with my
course,
children.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
like my son LJ went through the ringer when he was younger. And now we have the best relationship because now I'm like, dude, let it rip, have fun. This doesn't matter. It's a kid's game.
Mhm.
And guess what we're doing tomorrow? We're going right back to work and we're gonna have fun with this.
Yeah.
And
LJ is a junior?
he
Lance
is.
Junior?
He's my boy.
That's great.
What's your
Nice.
kid's name?
Keith, he's a third.
Dude,
I'm
yeah.
a junior. Yeah, yeah.
Junior.
Yeah.
does
So as soon as I kept hearing stories about LJ, and I'm like, oh, I gotta ask.
Yeah, he is like him and like listen, you have one child right now.
Just one, yeah.
Yeah, and you're gonna hopefully you'll have more.
Yep.
And you're gonna see they all hit you different. Like my son Davies, the spoiled one. He's the youngest, you know, he's had the easiest time of growing up, but he brings joy to the whole house.
Good. Yeah.
Like I mean, like he's always
he
happy.
found his place, yeah.
He's just happy.
Yeah, good.
He's happy, you know. And then my son Hammer is just Hammer, matter of fact. And listen, you're gonna love really, you know, tell me what you want to get out of today too. Because my thing is we don't edit anything, so I'm assuming this is rolling already, right? Yeah.
I had that feeling. Yeah, this is good.
We don't
I like-
edit anything, just shooting out. But tell me what you want to get out of today. Really what I want to get out of you is because the reason I wanted you here was even though you're a news anchor, you're an influence and you built your own brand. And I think business owners don't understand how that brand affects the way people look at you, how your business goes, how other opportunities come for them, and how people are looking at them, not just their family members, people in the community
Oh,
that
yeah.
are going to do business with you. So, and plus we talk about how fake the news is all around on both sides. I mean, we talk about that shit too, because I love that because I don't vote. So like, I'm the one guy that don't vote. So I have no political affiliation and I don't give a shit. Cause honestly, people say to me, do you like Republicans or Democrats? Like, no, they're both criminals. I was like, and I think honestly, and then I'll say this to you is I think they're behind the curtain laughing at all of us at these parties saying, look at these idiots fighting over us. Look at these idiots, because change is too easy to, like, I change in companies all the time. It's just too easy to create change if you really want change.
Interesting. That's an interesting business perspective right there. I think you kind of hit on what a good journalist is, and it's being highly critical of both sides. My goal when I get on TV is for people to have arguments over whether I'm a Democrat or Republican. That's the best thing I could be, right? And I also think it's a poor business choice if I was to lean one way or the other, because I'm only going to piss off half the audience, and then they're never going to watch me ever again, or they're going to hate watch me, and it's like you don't want that either.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. My thing is this though is like, and I wouldn't even ask you what you are because I don't know if you know this. I haven't watched the news since Trump was elected. When did COVID hit?
2020.
So 2020.
Mm-hmm.
This is a true story, and I've not watched the news one time since, except for election night this last time. I watch it every election night. That's it. We turned it off in 2020. We're in my backyard. It was me, Gene, like 4 other wrestling dads, and all of our wives. And we were drinking during COVID. We were sitting there and we had the news on.
Yeah.
And I saw, I think it was my brother Greg get upset, like get irked about what they were saying. I think Gino got upset. I got upset. I think my wife went on like a tangent, right? And I saw another mom go on a tangent. And I was like, what the fuck are we doing? We're in my backyard hanging out.
Oh, that's not good.
Just trying to enjoy ourselves.
Yeah.
I said, give me the clicker. We turned the TV off. I said, we'll never have the news on in my house again to my wife. Because at that time, we were watching it every day, you know, during COVID.
Yeah, yeah.
And we never watched it again. Do you know how peaceful my house is?
That's great.
People come in. They know they can't talk politics. You know, I'll bust chops whether you're Republican or Democrat. I don't care.
Yeah.
But they know I got no dog in the fight because you're never getting me to go vote at a poll. I have friends that are politicians on both sides, and I'm never going to vote again. And people say, well, you shouldn't bitch then. I'm like, you're right. I don't bitch because I got to go build these businesses no matter who's in office, no matter what the rules are, no matter what these bad people put. Because I believe the majority of them are bad. I do. I do believe the majority of politicians are bad. And I'm going to just, you're a journalist, right? Like, answer me this question.
Yeah.
How do these people become multimillionaires on salaries that are yours?
It's a great question.
No, I'm just asking.
a
Like,
great
I'm a straight up
question.
guy. Like,
Yeah, it's a great question.
could you become worth $30 million on your salary? Do you believe you could? You're good look. You're good looking. Like, I might put you up with my poster boy for Build It to Sell.
They predicted you would say this.
Like, I might get you down in your Calvin Kleins and put you up there, bro. Like, if I want people to listen to my podcast,
You don't want that, buddy.
could you become worth $20, $30 million?
No,
and
there's no way.
You make.
I'd be the Oracle of Philadelphia if I managed to do that. No, it'd be impossible unless I was a crooked.
So
Even
how
on
do
my
they do
salary.
it? Time
I don't
and
know.
time again.
Yeah.
But nobody wants to answer that. Like if I was a journalist, like I wouldn't, because that's how you get fucking shot, right? When you start asking these questions, that's how you do get shot. Let's call it what it is, right? I would just be like, yo, can you just show me how you got worth $30 million? You make $182,000. By the time you pay your mortgage, that's $3,000 or $4,000. You pay your car payment, and then you go out to the bar once a week, shake that ass or drink or eat, whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
Where the 182 after taxes comes to about 130, 125.
Mm-hmm.
Where does that cash go?
Right.
How do you turn it into $20, $30
I don't
million?
know. Your guess is good. I love the authenticity, by the way.
What do you mean?
Your authenticity. You don't care. It's
I
the
don't.
best.
No.
People, I teach a class at Villanova the last 13 years about
I saw that. You're an adjunct professor. I saw
Yeah.
that. I like that.
And thank you. And people ask me all the time, like, okay, I got to get better at this. What ultimately makes somebody very good is authenticity. And it's the hardest thing to be, because there's pressure from all sides, right? There's pressure to first emulate who you think is really good when you watch television. For instance, you get in the business, you think, oh, David Muir on ABC News, I really like the way he presents. I like this, I like that. And so you get on the desk and you form that like position, right? And okay, I got to drop my voice and make it really low. And then you get to a market like Philly. I went through Virginia and Pittsburgh, got to Philly, and you start to realize like, hey, that like, you start to become a combination of all the things that you've seen. The thing that works is authenticity. Like that's how you build trust. You get hired, and it doesn't matter what I did. It didn't matter what I did in Pittsburgh. It mattered what I did consistently in Philadelphia. And so you got to kind of regrow that brand. Social media makes it a little easier. You want to talk about like, getting fired up. I think social media gets a lot of people fired up these days. So you got to walk that line.
But think about this. I went to your social media, and I just went and looked at it. And a lot of it's your family, a lot of it's the people, your coworkers. I didn't see a bunch of political shit on your stuff.
No. I like to stay away from it.
I didn't see that. Like I didn't see that, which surprised me.
Yeah.
I just figured news. I figured Democrat for the most part. Like, and that. Listen, I tell people all the time. One of my best friends, Mike Sale. You ever heard of Cadisco and Sale in Newtown?
Mm-mm.
He's one of my best friends, and he's a Democrat. And people are like, I don't give a fuck if he's an alien. He's a good man. Like, Democrat doesn't make you a bad person. It just means that's your views. Republican doesn't make you a good person. It depends what kind of person you are.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
But I went to your social media. I saw a lot of your family stuff, which I thought was pretty cool. I do think social media. This is the problem with social media, right? And you're 40. I'm assuming as good looking as you are, you've probably never been punched in the mouth. I know you played basketball.
No. Yes, I have. Yes, I have. Oh, yeah. Yep. In high school and then almost in college.
So you grew up in Jersey here.
Yeah.
Which I'm glad you got punched in the mouth. No offense.
No. It's a good thing.
It is a good thing.
Yes.
It is a very good thing.
Oh, yeah.
But the new generation of these kids, and the majority of these younger adults, these dads and moms, no one's ever just cold cocked them.
Right.
And said, you can't act like that.
Yeah. Made you feel weak.
Right, like it just
lose a fight is good. I think.
But it also made you say, "Why did I get in that fight? Was I disrespectful? Was I rude? Did I say something? Did I sleep with someone's girl when I probably shouldn't have?"
Sure,
all the dumb shit that, like, no one gets into a fist fight for no reason 9 out of 10 times. I say it all the time. Like I'm not being rude here. Like, you never see a guy eating a bowl of ice cream, just enjoying himself, watching Netflix, jump up and just kick the shit out of someone. Like, I've never seen it.
Yeah, that'd be wild.
Right?
Like, wild.
And I'm not condoning violence.
Right.
Like, I'm not condoning violence, but I have seen someone say something to someone's wife, or someone say something or grab someone, and then that dude whoops that dude's ass, and all of a sudden, this guy's the victim, he's suing, he's pressing charges, and this guy's the bad guy. Wait, what got us here? What got us here? I think social media, we wrestle, and I saw my nephew on Rockfin the other day, PA Wrestle. And this is where social media answers your question, how crazy people are, right?
Yep.
My nephew, Joey, wrestled this kid, Bo Bassett, twice, and he lost to him twice. Joey's going for his third state title. My nephew Joey's wrestled 152 all year.
Okay.
Bo Bassett wrestled 145, but came up to wrestle Joey at 152. He beat him twice, fair and square. My nephew could have dodged the match if he wanted to. They went out and wrestled.
Good for him.
People are writing that Joey's ducking Bo Bassett, right? First of all, me and my brothers all grew up in group homes, foster care. My brother Fred has been in prison himself, been in jail, he was a pro boxer. He was a pro boxer. He was a Golden Glove boxer. I don't talk to my brother, right? I'm like, so at all. We don't even speak, but like, this is just this man's resume. Do you think a man like that even understands to duck someone even means?
Fight, yeah.
Like this, you wouldn't even comprehend it, right?
Right.
And I went and got the first 3 people that comment saying this kid's ducking, coward. And I just Googled their names, did the research, used my AI tool, pull all their information. These guys are 3 losers with basic jobs, all making under 100 grand, if that even. Probably live in their grandmom's basement, sniffing Elmer's glue, and they never had real wrestling careers. I had our whole profiles, and I had this whole thing written up.
Yeah.
Ready to slam them. But me, I don't talk to my brother. I didn't want to put my nephew out there.
Did the right thing, yeah.
But I was going to slam these 3 guys.
Right.
And say, this kid ain't ducking it. Like, it's not even in his mindset. He's wrestling where he wrestled all year. And if Bo would have went up to 152, I guarantee you my nephew would have stayed at 152.
Yeah.
Like, but that's where the problem with social media
Toxic
is.
social media, yeah.
Everyone thinks they can just say whatever they want and there's no consequences. And then when there is consequences and someone does say something, someone's like, oh my God, that's so unprofessional. That's so rude. Well, for me now, at this point, no offense to anyone, I can't get canceled. What are you going to do? Not sponsor my billet to sell it? Okay. I'm going to be, I've sold 6 companies now for hundreds of millions of dollars. Like, I'm good. Like, you can't buy me.
It's a powerful position to be in right there. Yeah, to not work for anybody.
Huh?
To not work for anybody. That's a powerful position to be in.
I can shut all this down. It wouldn't change my lifestyle one bit. But no one's going to own me at this point. I'm going to do what I feel is right. And I think social media, the problem is a lot of people have never just been punched in the face. Because if you look at it, people are, like, guys our age act like they're 13 on social media.
Yeah.
They're screaming
right back
at
to high school and middle school. Yep.
I mean, I look at, like, I think my wife's the most beautiful woman in the world. And I have no problem with my wife being on the beach in a bikini picture with me and this and that. But you look at these women, like some of them out there, and men, they're shirtless, they're dancing, they're showing their body. You have children that are on your profile page. What are you doing?
Right. It's all projecting too. That's the other thing that I think of. Like, I think of social media from the TV sense, like local news, especially in Philly. And to answer your question too about like politics on my page, we don't really cover it that much because so much hard news happens in Philly that we're already overwhelmed with all the news we got to cover in Philly and South Jersey and in Delaware. And what social media allows us to do, at least in speaking of branding, like you were saying, relating it back to marketing and business, is like consistently put out something that's different than what they're getting on TV to give them some incentive to trust us. And in my case, and in my co-anchor Aaron's case, we both grew up in New Jersey. We both, grew up in and around Philadelphia. It's like we like to show, like, hey, listen, we're in these communities.
See, these guys are best friends through social media.
Yeah.
You guys are very close.
We're coming up on 10 years together. Yeah.
So that makes
which is awesome. It's huge. Yeah, it's huge. And do we agree on everything? No, we don't. But like, I know. Exactly. But I know I could trust her in a moment where, like, for instance, today I came off the air. We were talking about a fire in Lindenwold, Camden County, and we're watching this apartment fire from Skyforce 10, which is our helicopter, and it's all ad-libbing. And I know the moment I stop talking, she's going to have something to say, and she knows where I'm going next when we're trying to figure this thing out. Like, that's insanely helpful. But what social media allows us to do is, no, I'm not going to post about the fire, I'll post about some huge story that's international. But I'll post about my family, which is really important. Villanova. Yeah, Villanova, where I teach.
So you had time with Jay Wright, I saw.
Yeah.
You spent some time, you volunteered.
Lucky to.
What made you decide to do that? I'm just kind of curious, because your path is like, it seemed like you played basketball in high school. You liked basketball.
Loved it, yeah.
Seemed like you weren't good enough to go D1, which is okay. I mean, listen, like, I'm not taking a shot.
Some freak athletes, man.
Yeah, it is. I try to tell
levels.
There's levels. I swear to God, I use that word.
Let's go, baby.
Because I saw a funny thing that 17% of any parents believe that their kid is good enough to become a pro athlete.
My son's 17 months old. I'm going, he's going to pay for my future house. He's going to be on the field. He's going to be out there, wearing a Sixers
17%
uniform.
of fucking parents. That means 2 out of every 10 kids on your team. That means 2 out of 10 kids, parents on your team, believe their kid's going to be a pro athlete.
Right.
2 out of 10.
Right.
Like, if you just knew the stats, like, you wouldn't, just be glad if your kid gets 3-4 years of high school sports and enjoy it.
And it's healthy. Yeah. Yeah. Right. It's funny but your brain goes there. As a guy, my brain goes there. I'm like, my son, he was like, he's 95th percentile in height, 92nd percentile weight. I'm like, oh, that's it. He's my left tackle, baby. You know what I mean? He's going to be on that field. He's going to be 6'8".
So I guess because I'm in business, I pray my sons never become pro athletes, right? And this is why. If my kids wanted to do, like, people always say to me, oh, you don't want your kids to win the Olympics in wrestling. I'm like, no. You don't want your kids to be a 4-time. My son LJ wants to be a 4-time national champ in college. So does my son Hammer. That's their dreams, not mine. And I tell them all the time, if you go to wrestle in college, they own you. It's a job. It's your life. It's
It's I know that.
brutal.
Yeah.
It's like, you get what I'm saying. You were part of Villanova, right?
Yep.
And they own you. Like, you're on their clock, their structure. You're not doing date night. Like,
No, it's a whole different college
It's a whole different
experience.
college experience, right? And my thing is, you're supposed to enjoy high school and then enjoy college, right? And play sports and enjoy yourself. Not go and make your, like, my kids, like, we wrestle all the time. My kids, they love it, right? But there's a life shelf to that. And there's a life shelf to most sports. I think it's where parents mess up with their kids and say, I talked about my kids is about what kind of business are you going to own? My kids watch Shark Tank with me.
It's
and
great.
they love it, right? Like, I'm trying to get the business side because when sports end, you can always go make money here. And most pro athletes go bankrupt. Most people don't understand this.
100%
It's out of 5 years of making money because they don't have money management. They don't have business skills around them.
Yeah.
And yes, are there the LeBron Jameses of the world? And some of these are, I don't know if you saw a thing on like Tim Duncan, or whichever guy it was. He 17x'd every investment at least he's ever made.
Wow.
Well, I can't even say that.
Yeah. Right.
So yeah, this guy is hitting home run after home run. He had 8 investments. His littlest one's been 17x. So clearly he knows how to pick the winners.
Sure.
Or his advisors do.
Your advisors, right. And
But-
and a lot of times these advisors aren't very good. And that's part of the problem, right? Like these guys make a ton of money, never had it before, and then they team up with guys who want to open restaurants.
Yeah,
restaurants,
gyms, restaurants. Like, I'm 0 for 7 in restaurant business. Here's a question. What made you go and seek out Villanova and that whole situation? Because it seems like you were very high on Jay Wright and you wanted to be with him because you volunteered your time. You didn't get paid for that position, did you?
There were stipends for meals. So no, the answer is no to that question. No scholarship, no nothing. These guys know New Egypt, New Jersey. Did you ever hear of New Egypt? Probably not. No, middle of nowhere.
That's where you're from.
Yeah. Middle of nowhere, like horse farms, blue collar, real gritty. I graduated. I was the first graduating class of my high school, public high school, 83 kids. And so our basketball team, we got our butts kicked constantly. We maybe won 5 or 6 games. We were just talking about a tournament that New Egypt runs every year, and we just invite teams we think we're gonna win, we're gonna beat, and we lose.
Oh man!
At least when I was there, we got more successful when I left. I don't know what that says about me, but I could play. I ended up playing in a big all-star game. Recruited to play D3. Couldn't get into those schools academically. Schools like Swarthmore and Haverford.
They're good schools.
They're great schools. My goodness.
You don't realize that.
Yeah.
Very good schools.
And then Villanova.
Swarthmore is one of the best schools.
It's one of the best schools in the country. Yeah. Villanova waitlisted me, and I knew there was no chance I was going to play basketball. It was never like that. So I go to Villanova. 3 weeks in, I'm overwhelmed. I'm playing basketball in one of the gyms on campus. And the basketball team, Villanova basketball team, comes in because the gym floor, ceiling is leaking. A bunch of them had been suspended because of some phone card scandal. So there was like a phone card back in the like early 2000s.
Yeah, I remember phone cards.
To dial out. Yeah, you got to use it. And these basketball and football office, they had one that billed the university. Well, a couple of the players, they took it. They started using it personally. It got escalated to the NCAA. Half the team got suspended. So in walks 9 guys. They needed a 10th. I run with these guys. I get my butt kicked, but I do the thing like, listen, I'm 6'3". I'll grab a couple long rebounds. I'll dive on the floor. This is the only shot I got to play with these guys. Well, one of the assistant coaches was there because Jay Wright couldn't be there because of NCAA rules. Said, hey, come back tomorrow. And I came back tomorrow. Came back again and said, we don't have a scholarship available, obviously, but we've got this video coordinator job to be a student manager. And I said, you know what, I think this was like the purpose that I needed here on campus to set my mind right. I joined up. Again, no pay. 3 weeks later, though, I'm in Maui for the Maui Invitational. Four guys traveled, 4 student managers. I was one of them. Missed half my classes every year at college, but traveling with the team, basically videotaping games and practices and being a beanbag in practice. So it taught me time management because I had to balance. This is what it was, man. Getting beat up all the time. You mentioned it like getting punched in the face. Yeah, man. But it taught you like grit. And I felt, you know what? I was a New Egypt kid. Nobody had ever heard of it. You know,
Heard of it
just
today when I saw it looking at yourself.
and then playing out with those guys, I didn't belong there. So I felt like, you know what? I'm out kicking my coverages, my one opportunity. I'm gonna make the best of it. And I worked harder than I'd ever worked in my life. To this day, I can look back at that experience. Like, I ended up going and getting a job in Harrisonburg, Virginia, to be on TV for an ABC station.
What made you want to do that?
I love writing. I always wanted to be a lawyer because I liked
So you being
discourse
like a
back and forth.
McConaughey guy and was that like a lawyer? Like, you're nothing to do, right?
Well, you know what? Because my parents had said, I think you'd make a good lawyer. It's like, all right, fine, I'm going to pursue philosophy.
Well, you speak well. You got great communication skills. That helps.
Appreciate you. But I just always liked to write, and then I started writing for the newspaper. I had a radio show, a sports radio show on campus. You know, I was terrible at it. But then someone said, hey, you ought to try to get an internship on TV. And I did at the station I'm working with now, NBC10, in the sports department under, I don't know if you recognize his name, Visek Ahema or John Clark.
He played for the Eagles. Man.
That's right. That's right.
And he's got a little boxing stuff.
He did against Jose Canseco and beat him up, man, which is great. But Vi was an incredible influence on me. And so through Villanova, I got a chance to not only mentor guys like Visek Ahema, who was a very family-oriented, tough guy, treated his work very seriously. And then Jay Wright, who managed his family really well and showed up to games and practices impeccably dressed because he had respect for what he was doing. And I always just loved the way he handled himself in front of the public. And again, still maintaining that, like, you know, family comes first, and he always pushed it. His whole big thing too was attitude. It's like, you can't control what happens to you in life, but you can control what you know, attitude that you own. And so I thought that was a great foundation.
I tell people this: life's about 10% what you do, 90% of how you react to what goes on around you.
That's right.
Because every day, shit's coming at you.
Of course. And
So
nothing's
you've got to be able to react to it.
It's not all roses.
No. And, you know, in business, like, it's just, you're constantly, and no different than you. You're constantly, when you walk in every day, I'm assuming the news is still 90% bad.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
what
you're right.
sells. I mean,
You're right.
that's what, listen, it's the same thing as social media. Nobody comments on positive shit on social media.
Right.
The only positive, like let a girl post, you know, fucking Johnny's a deadbeat dad. You'll have 200 comments to it.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? But let someone post Johnny's a great dad, you have 3 likes and 1 LFG from me. Like, outside of that, like, no one, like, go just look at your social feed. Like, everything, the news is the same way. That's why we couldn't watch. I don't do well with negative anything. Like, it's my brain isn't there. I'm a positive guy. Anyone doesn't realize, for you to be an entrepreneur, if you don't have the ultimate optimistic views of life and belief on abundance, there's no way you can build real companies. Like, this, you can't have a scarcity mindset. You can't be negative, and you better be a problem solver. Like, and that's where, like, you go in every day and all you do is report on problems.
That's right. That's right.
That has to be taxing, because especially when it comes to children, like, I can deal with the adult shit, and I'm not being rude. Like, when I hear a 52-year-old guy died of a heart attack, no offense, he had 52 great years. When I'm not being rude, I'm not making light of that. Anyone watching,
you're making a good point here too. Yeah. And becoming a dad changed my sensibility completely too. I think the challenge too is, like, we wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning every day to be on the TV in the morning. So you're tired. You're constantly consuming, even outside of the newscast, because preparation is everything. In my whole life, I watched Coach Wright prepare, Visek Ahema prepare. It's like, people say, oh, you're really lucky. And it's like, I take that as a compliment, but luck is just time and preparation. And it's like, and the more prepared you are, the luckier I happen to be. You know what I mean? And so you're consuming stuff constantly that's negative, and the challenge is not developing a callus, you know, because you start to recognize when you go on TV, the top 5 stories, you're talking about, like, the worst day of people's lives. And if you read them callously, and you move on to the next thing too fast, or you don't give it that humanity that it deserves, you're going to be run out of a town like Philly, I think. You know what I mean? People are going to see right through it. And it's just a bad thing to get used to.
But how do you not get used to it? Like, that's my thing. Like, I can't even watch it just because of my mindset. Like, I'm being very transparent.
Yeah.
I can't even watch it, right? Like, I don't want to be, it pollutes me. My brother Greg stopped watching the news for the same reason. Like some people can just watch it and walk away and it doesn't affect their day. For me, it affects my day, so I don't watch it.
It's a balance. It's hard. It's a balance, and the way I frame it in my brain is, and the reason I got into the business to begin with was it's a service. At its heart, when it's done right, it's a service. So when we talk about the bad news, it's often to prepare and protect people. So for instance, if it happened in your neighborhood, you saw cops, here's the reason why. You know what I mean? If it's great examples like what we just experienced, just the near blizzard that we got, the blizzard at the Jersey Shore, and all the snow that we got. It's like I was on TV yesterday for 9 hours straight, live television, showing live pictures,
Where you at live?
in studio live. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's funny. It's a funny thing. So in my career, the track is you're out live early in your career, and then you come on inside and you can anchor if you're in that opportunity. And I've been fortunate to be able to anchor. So I know what it's like to do the ruler in the snow angels, trying to make it interesting for people back home. And also, like, there are a couple of reporters that are really good at remembering, like, hey, this is Philadelphia and Jersey and Delaware. Like, we're used to snow. Like, it's not the end of the world.
Well,
so have some fun with it too. You know what I mean?
I did see a funny skit. This dude, I follow him from Philly. Do you ever hear this guy called Little Snuff? He's like
No.
He's like this Joey Marlino sidekick.
Okay.
Little fat Italian kid. He's might be the funniest kid ever. And I saw a skit. I don't know if you guys know who this kid Little Snuff is? Like, he's he's an Italian little fat kid. I'm assuming he's 30 years old, 25. Like, but he's a funny kid. I don't mean to call him fat, but he's chubby. I mean, I'm a little chubby kid, but he's a good looking little Italian kid, And he's like, newsman, of course no one's on the boardwalk. And you're like, and the boardwalk's empty. You're in the middle of a fucking blizzard. The last place you're going to be is the boardwalk.
Well, the thing that we get all the time is, like, we're constantly like, if you don't have to be outside, stay home. And we're saying that to you while we're outside. We drove out in it. Like, don't risk these roadways. And we've got a live shot from a car driving on the highway. And it's like, I get that argument. It's helpful for viewers to see it firsthand, though, from our cameras. Like, hey, this is the reason why. Like, it's a mess out here. And that's where it comes down to being truthful too. Like, there's that famous news clip that gets shared oftentimes where it's like this woman is in a canoe and she's going by. She's like, hey, man, the roads are flooded. And like 10 feet behind her, two dudes are walking and it's like ankle deep water. That's not good. That's not a good look. Like,
hey, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. I want to give a quick shout out to our sponsors, Service Titan and Rilla, our technology of choice to helping us scale and grow our business and making sure all of our viewers have the technology to scale their business. So when they want to sell it, they're able to.
What I tell my students at Villanova, I teach broadcast journalism, is it takes a career to build trust, and it takes a single moment to, like, lose that trust.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I think people don't realize doing the hard thing, when they say it's the hardest thing, it really is the hardest thing, because a lot of times the easy thing is the wrong thing.
Of course. Yeah. The hardest thing and the right thing are often the same. Yeah.
It's and I've learned that. Like, I made mistakes over my career, and I'm like, man, like, so now, like, I always, like, try to see what's the right thing, and as hard as it might be, we're going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But one of my buddies just said this to me, Greg Wheeler. He's the old CEO of Alloy Roofing. I love this guy. And he said, Lance, long career, one reputation.
There you go.
And I was like, wow, that's powerful.
That's great.
Long career, one reputation.
Yeah. And I think these days with social media, people think they can kind of change perception and change who they are, at least, like, perceptually. And I think it's important to social media to be consistent and to brand yourself right. But I think at the end of the day, it's all about authenticity. And I know that on television too, like, people, you could say what you will about, what people know about what we're doing, right? You can say, oh, well, he's stupid as knowing this, that. He's got that remote control in his hand or her hand, right? And they could always mute or change the channel. And it's like, and they know authenticity. They might not know the ins and outs of, like, news, but like you did, you decided, that's it, we're not watching it anymore. Boom. You have the power. Everyone does.
Touch for my
Yeah.
mental health. Like,
Well, that's the
like
thing. We gotta recognize that too. That's the thing, because there are plenty of people doing that. There's such a thing these days as like overconsumption, right? Like we've got social media interface 24/7. Our phones are going off. We got all these apps that remind us of things. Like there's like overstimulation.
Cut you a break. Like I was
Yeah.
watching Fox News, CNN, and NBC. There's
Yeah.
three main
Which
ones,
is
right? And
which is a good thing to do. Watching all of them.
so
Good thing to do.
but I don't believe any three of them.
But
They're
what
like-
you're doing is you're gaining all sides.
No doubt. But, well,
Yeah.
I'm not a judging guy. I'm always curious. Like I
Yeah.
never judged anyone. Like,
That's a good way to be.
don't judge if you're gay. I'm curious. Like, cause to me, I couldn't imagine that. I don't have a problem with it. But like, when I meet a gay person, I'm like, so you're really attracted to guys. You're like attracted to because I'm only attracted to women. So I'm curious to why, right? Or if I meet someone that, has a totally different view, I'm curious. I don't judge them and say you're an idiot because I'm just curious to the why. Like, I don't know. I think if you judge, it's a sign of your own insecurities, truthfully. Like, I just think people that judge people, like, just,
Yeah.
they're insecure. Like,
That's right. Yeah.
like people always say to me, like, well, Lance, the only thing you care about, you consider success is people that have money. I'm like, it's quite the opposite. I consider first success, are you a good person? Do
Mhm.
you take care of your children? Do you take care of your ex-wife or your wife? Do you take care of the people that were in your life? Like,
Yeah.
those things. But my point being is the reason why I really stopped watching the news was I used to own a digital agency, right? And I've been around. And as I did more and more research into the news, do you know the number one way news channels make money? There's only one way.
Well, advertising.
That's the only way.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's all advertising. No different than Facebook, Google. Well, Google at least only makes 90% of it. Facebook makes only about 97% from advertising.
Only.
Only, but guess how much 3, 6, 10, Fox, all them make up? What do you think their money comes from?
You're advertising. It was great.
That's
yeah.
it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
So
what it is. Yeah.
when someone's paying you big money, and this was what really made me say this can't be true. And I forget the exact stat. It was like 71% of those three channels for Fox, NBC, for Fox, CNN, and NBC. I think it's NBC. It's called CNN, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
60% of their money comes from pharmaceutical companies. And during that time, they were pushing shots. Like nobody was questioning the shot. No one was questioning the vaccine. Everyone was just pushing it. And you were actually being banned. Like people were being banned for questioning it, right? And I was like, wow, man, like there's such a discrepancy. There's such a conflict. Like the people paying the bills get to write the message. That's in any organization. If I'm flipping a bill and I'm flipping 60% of it, I'm going to control the messaging for build it to sell it, whatever it is. These pharmaceutical companies, same exact thing. They have relationships, and you might not say that in a room, but you're smart enough as a business owner to say, if 60% of my money is coming here, I do not want to fight that narrative. And I looked at that, and that's what really made me say, all these guys are in cohorts together. Like they have to, because none of them were challenging it. Not pro-vaccine or not against it.
Yeah.
Like I didn't take it, like right for me. And I'll shoot you straight. This is when I knew it couldn't be as bad as everyone said. I walked into CVS in Richboro with my wife. This is a true story. And I walked in and I said, listen, we were like, you know what? We're going to do it. Like we just should, right? We're going to do it. I walked in, said, we're here for the vaccine. The woman, no lie, said to me, I'm on break, go online, make your appointment, come back. And when you make your appointment, we'll do it then. And I said, ma'am, we're in the middle of this bad pandemic. People are dying all over. I'm trying to save my life right now. Everyone's telling me this is what I should do. She said, sir, make your appointment online. At that moment in time, I turned around to my wife and said, these people are fucking crazy. If it was that bad and you really thought the wind could blow and I could just die because of this thing, you're jumping up and you're vaccinating everyone. This is a nurse inside CVS. And then that stat came out and I was like, so like, do you believe there's some part of the news not your news, because you're only in local news.
Yeah.
Do you believe the bigger players are getting told their script a little bit?
There's levels. I hate to like defer back to that, but I didn't feel it. It's funny.
Because you're on a local level.
Yeah. My pandemic was we were broadcasting from home. I was in, and this is funny, I was in my basement. I'd been in a 4-year relationship, and we broke up like the week before the pandemic happened.
Oh, you got back
So
together,
we're-
didn't you?
No, we didn't. Nah, which is
No.
good, because then I ended up meeting
You were
my wife
swiping,
like,
how'd you meet your wife? Swiping?
no. So, all right.
I was just
Wait,
curious.
wait, I want to stay on the,
Did you ever swipe?
swiped?
Okay, because all these kids are swiped.
No, so wait, so let me get back to your original point though, because it's a good point.
I was curious. Do you agree?
Yeah.
'Cause that's why I called Jimbo fake news.
That's funny.
And he's
By
my
the way,
boy.
the reason I always judge,
And that's for
person-
both sides, so you know. Like that's not just the right.
No,
side.
I get it. And listen, it's not like I haven't heard that a million times before. I tell my class, like, I think 2016 was a real like flashpoint. You called back to like the election of President Trump, where he was having the people turn around at the rallies and like booing the press. And I remember the news business as a whole, revolting and saying this is really terrible and this and that. And I like to be positive and have a good attitude.
No doubt.
And try to look on the bright side. I tell my class it's a great opportunity because suddenly you've got a lot of people looking at you with a discerning eye going, this guy's going to be fake. And you know what? And then you do the right thing and you tell the story straight and you're consistent about it. And you may win over like 5% of those
Yeah.
people. And it's like, it's an opportunity then, right? I call it like the Trump opportunity in my class. Again, like trying to spin things positively. But back to the pandemic. So we break up like a week before the pandemic. I didn't know the world was going to end. And so all of a sudden I'm home alone. I've gained a bunch of weight. I'm in my basement. They set up like a camera down there just to like, be able to isolate. So I'm like eating Elio's pizza, delivering the news. That was my experience of, whether or not I was influenced by advertisers. They keep us, if you were to ask me now, and I mean this genuinely, man to man, I don't know who our biggest advertiser is. I know the ones that show up during commercial breaks often.
because you're local.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
that's why I asked
Yeah,
you about,
yeah.
like, I don't believe the local guy like you or who's the guy I love, like the guy on Fox News, that dude Mike. The guy, I don't want to call him a drunk.
Mike
but,
Jarrett.
yeah, like I love.
Yeah,
I don't
he's
call him a
great.
drunk.
He's a great
always
guy.
Like he's out, nice, being nice.
That's it.
Like
That's who he is. Yeah.
he is. But I love him, right? Like,
Authentic, yeah.
there's no way you're paying that dude to pedal. Like he's just
No,
not that
because
guy.
he's going to spit for
Yeah, he is. Like, but those guys like the Don Lemons, the Sean Hannitys.
Yeah, that's a way up there. Yeah,
like
yep.
I believe that they're getting their messaging. Like they have to be because they're all in sync with each other.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like they know who their biggest advertisers are. They this is my thing. Like right, like Fox News is owned by Disney.
Fox News is owned by News Corp. ABC is owned by Disney.
No, I think Fox News is owned by Disney.
No, News Corp.
You guys,
ABC is
I
owned by
think
Disney. Yeah.
Can someone do me a favor? Just Google is Fox News. Fox News owned is part of the Disney family. I think it's all the same group. I'm telling you. Does ESPN own Fox News? Who owns Fox News? Or did they ever?
Disney owns ESPN and Fox News is News Corp. That's what's his name? It's the Australian guy who
I
owns
thought Fox News used to own. There anything on that?
Fox is owned by Fox Corporation.
Really? Huh. Okay. So yeah. So that must be. That's what made me really say, how could you have the people that own this side, and it all not be a scam? Like this is what really made me say, like, these are marketing agencies for dollars, because they are. They're marketing agency for dollars. Is when Trump said this, and like it was like I didn't believe him. I was like, there's no way this dude has the sack to say this on TV, right? He said, if they wanted to change the tax laws, they want to Hillary Clinton during debate.
Mhm.
Like I use them to my benefit. If they wanted to, they would have changed.
2016, yeah.
And I was like, there's no way this dude just said that, and that's true, right? But then he doubled down and said if they really wanted to change the gun laws, Obama had the House and the Senate for 2 years, and he just could have put it up there and changed it, right? So I just Googled it and see if that was true. And he had the House and Senate for 2 years, Obama, and all he had to do was just push that gun law change that he was screaming about up, and it would have been passed.
Yeah.
So, like, that's why I said, like, change is
Yeah, I
really
remember that.
easy if you want to have it. So, like, I feel like and I'm not talking about Democrats, I'm saying Republicans also, like, what Trump do in the last 2 years to pass any real bill in the last 2 years? Now we have elections coming up again. Did anything change in your life?
See, that's the thing though with regard to politics is like I'm a very like
No, but did anything change? Any major?
No, I never. My point is, like, I don't think I've ever really felt anything that they've done at that level. That's the thing, you know what I mean? Because I'm accountable for myself, and I'm like, you know what? If something happened in my life, I got to make a better decision, or I've got to, you know what I mean? Like, I kind of think of things that way.
No, but no.
Yeah.
My thing is this though. Is like I asked someone this before I got to meet you today. I was like, did Trump sign anything in over the first year in office that Congress and the House passed that was like revealing like a ban on abortion, a ban on gay marriages, reform for the gun laws, all this like anything, tax laws? And they're like, no. I'm like, well, why not? Like pro or con, why not? He owns them. It's all fucking one big Ponzi scheme, and we're just the hamsters in the wheel.
But you're speaking though to this is what I think is smart. So this is what I think is smart these days. A smart viewer, I think, should be critical, and they should be consuming things from all sides. And the scary thing, especially for my career, is like AI now. We're seeing like these deep fakes and people being able, like, I keep telling my wife and my parents, we've got a code word. That God forbid there's an emergency, we say it over the phone. My voice is out there so much and recorded that AI can spoof it in a heartbeat
100%.
and then call my parents and say there's an emergency, I need 10 grand. You know what I mean? My parents might fall for it, right? Because they care about me. Anybody could. I'm worried that they're going to do this next political cycle, that there's going to be some bad actors that go, hey, and I mean, it's already being done, right? Like, I'm going to have this candidate purport that they said A, B, and C when in fact they didn't. You know what I mean?
So this
And
is
it's
the thing
scary.
people don't realize is, and everything right? I just literally just said this to my wife. What you're going to see now. Do you remember when Trump said grab him by whatever?
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's right or whatever. I don't condone that, but whatever. I mean, listen, I've said worse and dumber shit in my lifetime. So I mean, I just have like I think most women and men have, but I'm not president of the United States either. But you're going to see a lot more of that come out that's fake, because you could take my voice, your voice. So I don't believe a recording that I hear from anyone. People are like, well, I heard the recording. I'm like,
I think you have to be like that these days.
What recordings? There's no recordings. Neary and these guys change my voice all the time. Yes or no, Neary? They actually put words in, like honestly, like ads, like they can go and change whatever they want here. And they do sometimes to clean it up. Makes sense.
Sure.
Like, right?
Yeah.
My voice.
Yeah.
But like they could put a whole script together and just fucking submarine me if they want
These
to.
days,
Be like
100%.
and be like, oh, listen to what he said. Well, did he really say that, or is it AI? And who's to prove it? Because unless you have a big bank account,
right?
Like that's where I'd be scared. Being you, is some idiot gets a bug up his ass about you and releases a recording. Oh, look how Keith is talking about, I don't know, just say
anything. Yeah.
And it's just
Oh,
not
that's
even
something to think
legit.
about. Yeah. Well, that's where like you hope that you've put in enough goodwill in life. You know what I mean? Where there'd be enough people that go, you know what? I know his character. I'm willing to put my name out there. There's also, again, levels to it, right? Like, I think I'm a small fish in a bigger pond. Like you were throwing out names like the Don Lemons, the Sean Hannitys. Like, I think those guys, people would be more likely to go after those guys than
But I'm
me,
assuming
you know what
your
I mean?
career is going to grow. You're not going to stay as an anchor just at NBC. Like you built a great brand. Listen,
I appreciate you.
speak
Thank you.
well. I watched some of your clips. I don't watch the news, but I decided when you were coming on.
Yeah. Thank you for
look at
preparing
stuff.
like that.
I was going to
Appreciate it.
look at some of your clips. I love the fact that you're so family. You got engaged down at the beach.
Yeah, man. Oh, you know, this is great.
Huh? What?
You know, this is great. Thank you for doing that research.
I looked at all of it. Like I because you're not the typical show host guest here. A lot of it's about business.
Yeah, I was a little intimidated. I was like, oh man, I hope I can bring it.
No, because
give you what you want.
I think you are, because you're talking about brand and all that. And these business owners need to understand that what you do is your own business. Because if you weren't good at it, you'd be hooked. You'd be gone.
Yep.
Like I looked at, you had 29,000 followers, I think, on LinkedIn. You have 30-some thousand on Facebook. Like you got a nice following for a local anchor. Like that's a good brand to have. Some of these business owners don't have that, and they need to get that. And you're delivering on bad. These people, not.
No, I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
So I'm not being negative towards you in any way.
Yeah.
I appreciate what you do, and but these guys have a positive message of helping people. All these business owners, they're fixing their roofs, they're fixing their HVAC, fixing their plumbing. So like
success stories. Yeah,
correct. That message is easy to get out there.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm not saying people are going to comment on but your social media isn't a lot of your news stuff.
No, I
So
try not. I try not to. Yeah,
n- n-
there are some of these people that's all it is, and I've always looked at that and I'm like, God forbid. I mean, I really love my job. God forbid it wasn't there anymore. That's not what you see on TV. That's one of my roles in my life. More important than that, I'm a father, I'm a husband, I'm a son, I'm a brother. Like those things are much more
you're one
important
of
to me
three
than other
boys,
things.
correct?
I am. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
I got 4 sons.
Dude, yeah, I was about to say, I counted 3 at first, and I was like, "Oh, there's
So I
a
got a
4th there."
35-year-old son. So mom, good woman, Connie over in New Jersey. Only slept with her one time. My son's old enough to know that now. Great person. Can't say bad word. I'm fortunate that the mother and my wife and my mother of my son get along great. She was
Great.
over Christmas, Super Bowl,
Oh,
goes
that's
away
great.
with
See
us.
that?
Yeah, we
That's a
have
mark of a good person.
oh, she's a great person. I can't we're taking her out for her 60th birthday.
Yeah.
It's
I'm talking about
unfortunate.
you. I'm talking about you. It's funny. My introduction to you was, I see all your social media. You talk about like follower. You got a big, huge platform on which you've been able to kind of grow what you have here, which is incredible. The thing that most impressed me though was my friend Jim Evans talking about you the way he did. We come from this very cutthroat, deadline fueled world of TV news where every day is a brand new project, right? There's no 2 days are the same, and you're working to the bone, and you're trying to do what's best for the people in your viewing area, and oftentimes it comes as a sacrifice to your family. And I remember when he was looking around at some other opportunities, when he met you, and he said you guys were working out. I think he said,
I called him up
yeah,
because Jolene said, "Are you ever going to meet him?" And I was like, "Yes, I'm about ready to work out." So I called him up. I said, "What are you doing?" He's, "I'm driving." I said, "Driving where?" After he said he's driving, I said, "Do you work out?" He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Well, grab a pair of shorts and come over."
I love
He's
it.
like, "I'll be there in a half hour." And he came down to my
He said like
gym,
your home gym, right?
my home gym.
Yeah, yeah.
Just worked
I
out
remember
for
this.
an hour.
Yeah,
Mhm.
because I think Jim Evans, and not because you're his boss or anything. I think he's a fantastic human being.
Great
He's an incredible dad and
guy.
husband,
He is.
and he's dealt with quite a lot.
He is.
And to find now that he's achieved the level of fulfillment that he does, he's telling me he's working just as hard as he ever has, if not more, for you. And he said he's able to see his family a lot more. He's able to gain that professional fulfillment, be there for both of his sons. Like that to me, when I learned that about him and his relationship with you, I'm like, that's why I want to sit down across from you.
So
you know?
we try to have a thing here. Like I live in the real world here. All these fucking idiots on social media will tell you how you become a multimillionaire,
That's right. Yeah.
working 3 hours a day. It's bullshit.
Right.
You're gonna work 12 to 15 hours a day
Mhm.
until you make it. Do I work 12 to 15 hours a day anymore? No, I don't. I'm not gonna lie to you. Did I for years? Yeah,
Mhm.
every day. Do I coach my kids whenever I want every single night? I do. I only
That's
go
great.
home to dinner, coach my kids,
Yeah.
and I got a dinner meeting coming at my house at 7:30 tonight, right after practice.
Mhm.
So I work but the point is I say to all my people that work with me, I don't use the word employees. We all work together. We're all family. Is you're going to sacrifice, you're going to suffer, you're going to get rewarded.
Mhm.
But the one thing we cannot and we will not do, and why do we do this for is we're not going to sacrifice our time with our kids. If you can't be with your
Great.
kids from 6 to 8 or 6 to 9 and do this place, then I don't want you here. Like, that's the thing. Like, and that's not being rude. Like, you should be able to turn this off from 6 to 8, 6 to 9, and go be with your kids every night. Like,
Yeah.
if not, we're doing something fucking fundamentally wrong here. Like,
That's
just
right.
all around.
You're gonna get a happier employee too, is what you're gonna do. They're gonna be more fulfilled in their personal life. And they're gonna
this-
come to work ready to go.
So this is when you know you're married the right woman. When COVID hit, and I told this story multiple times, my wife came in. I lost 50% of my company in literally 4 days.
Hmm.
And it was a big company. And my wife came in and she was like, "Are we going to be okay?" It was the first time she ever asked me about finance. My wife in 15 years has never asked me about money, ever.
Mhm.
Never once. She has a credit card. She can use whatever fuck she wants. Like, we've never had that conversation. I'm just that guy. I'll make enough to out earn your spending any day of the week. That I could promise you. And if not, we got a problem.
Yeah,
We'll have a
provider.
conversation,
Yeah.
right? And I just remember, I'm like, we're going to be fine. And she's like, "I'm moving to a townhouse with you or a condo tomorrow. I just want you happy with my family."
There you go.
And I was like, "All right, man, time out here." Psst. Like, everyone has to get a reset here. Like, we're going to be just fine, everyone.
right.
Like,
That's
this
right.
is what we do. And we moved on but like, it was glaring then. Like, you don't need much to be happy. And that's what these guys don't realize. Like, The American dream was never meant to be you become a multimillionaire. That was not the American dream. The American dream was to come here, buy a house, make your kids in a better position than you,
That's right.
go on vacation 2 weeks out of the year, maybe 3 if you're lucky. That was the American dream. Social media has warped people's mind into they got to be the most beautiful people in the world. They got to be the lightest people in the world.
Driving the nicest car.
Driving the nicest
Taking
car.
the PJs, yep.
And all this shit, driving the private jets and then honestly, none of that is ever going to fulfill you and here's a fact, and I say to people all the time. I said this to a guy today. He's like, Lance, I'm worth a few $1 million. I'm trying to get to where you are, 9 figures. And I said, Corey, your life is not going to change one iota if you're the man I think you are by just having more money. And he's like, what? I'm like, I've never bought a watch and been happy. That's the truth. I swear to God, never bought a watch and been happy.
My dad's a watch guy, and I was like, I never got into it,
No,
man.
I'm a watch guy.
Yeah.
But I was never happy.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
I wear watches.
I see what you're saying.
I probably have a $2 million watch collection, right? And that's not an exaggeration, right? And I wear watches. And I tell my son Elgis all the time and Hammer, so people know what my time is worth. So don't waste my time. I'm not going to waste yours. I enjoy my conversation with you. If I didn't think it was great, this thing would have been done 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, sure.
Right? Like, I don't waste time. I don't mince words, but I've always been like that. But I'm not going to waste my time. Why I freak out in the practice room when my kids aren't practicing hard is because you can't make up more time. So, like, I understand other coaches and other people around are like, why is this guy going hey fucking wire that we're wasting 5-10 minutes? Well, it's 5-10 minutes I can't get back in my life.
That's right. Yeah. And they can't either.
They can't. And I don't like to waste time, right? So that's why I wear watches. But my wife loves my farm. I love our farm. But honestly, I'd be happy living back in Tapestry, right in the end unit. And as long as my kids are happy and healthy, like, people don't understand it's what you make of it. And home is where you're at. And to me, my favorite steak is still an Outback Steakhouse. I always like Outback Steakhouse.
My brother used to work at an Outback Steakhouse. Yeah, with the bloomin' onion.
Yeah, so it's my favorite steak. Yeah, I've eaten at every major steakhouse throughout the country, and yet I've not been able to find a better steak than Outback
Feels like
Steakhouse.
home. Yeah.
So people just think because you see me, I'm wearing, I don't know what my jeans are, but they're probably, I don't know, $50, $60. I got a polo on. I'm not a flashy guy, and so money does not make people happy. I think people are very misconstrued, and you're a news guy and you report on this all the time. Why did Robin Williams kill himself? Why do all these guys that have all these big net worth,
Anthony Bourdain, and
why do they kill themselves?
Yeah.
If money really made you, money will give you options of things, but it will not make you happy.
Gives you a little comfort. Yeah, that's what I found. When in my beginning of my career, I made $8 and some odd cents an hour in Virginia for 3 years. In Pittsburgh, I doubled my salary. I'm like, well, this is amazing. And then I got to Philly, and I'm like, oh my God, I hit the lottery. But my lifestyle didn't change. It brought me comfort to know that I have something to fall back on.
Sure.
Over the years, and I've been proud of the way I've managed my life. But I got married late. My late girlfriend passed when I was 30. It took me a while to get my feet back under me. Married at 38. First, my son at 39. And what it's taught me is my favorite place to be is wherever my family is. And I think the best thing, and it sounds so silly, and it sounds almost like too much of an old head. Some of my students, they'll ask for recommendation letters, and they'll ask for advice. And my best piece of advice is marrying well. Marry well, and the rest of your life will come together. It sounds like it's definitely an old head thing to say, and I know to them, they're not even in that headspace at that point.
Well, they're
20, 21, 22 years old.
Smoke bomb.
Exactly. Yes. I got to marry. It is not about that at all.
I want to marry a guy with the 8-pack.
That's right. My dad said, with your mother, I never had to think about it. And for years, I was like, that's a hokey line, right? And then all of a sudden, I met my wife, Holly, and for the time we were dating, it wasn't ever about oh man, should I propose? It was oh, when am I going to propose? And I got excited about it. And I was like, man. And I'd been that guy previously, oh man, I got to, make sure I sign a prenup and this and that. I was that guy, I got to protect assets because I'm going to get divorced. And it's I'm a faithful person. I'm like, no, this is forever, man. And it was an easy thing. And it's only been solidified having a son,
Well, that's
amazing.
where, and you're, I met my wife. So I had the same exact, my son LJ, I had when I was your age.
Yeah.
So he's going to be 13.
Dude, how old are you, by the way, man?
I'm
Jeez.
52.
You look fantastic.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll be 30. I'll be 52. I'm 52. So I had my second son, LJ, at 39. That's the one I had when I was a teenager.
Yeah.
And, it's funny you say this because I tell my sons all the time, the biggest decision you'll ever make is the woman you marry.
100%.
My wife, Emily, is the polar opposite of me. You would think she smokes weed. She's a hippie. She's laid back. She's the most kind-hearted, nicest woman in the world. Like, she meets, and like, if you walk through my house, she'd hug you. It's just who she is. She's just that woman. She's just nice to everyone. Like, she doesn't have a bad, like, if someone said something bad to me about my wife, I'd be like, you fucking live on.
Have you met her?
Like, because like she's just like, I got a good indicator of who people are. She's just nice.
That's great.
But I tell my boys this all the time, like right now we're in wrestling season. It's the height of the season, and my wife gets stressed out easily. Where you got 3 young kids, you got one son. Imagine I had 2 younger ones. Your wife will get stressed out at times. So I just said to my wife, like, this is where you gotta just be best friends. I'm like, go away the next 3 weekends while we have camp.
Good for
Go
you.
do whatever you want.
Yeah,
like
good for you.
We didn't build all this so you're miserable.
Right.
So if this doesn't make you happy, but you want to be with me, I'm not changing. Like camp's happy.
That's a good lesson, though, man. Like, people don't change. That's a good lesson.
No one's changing me at this. Like, my CEO is my CEO. He's 55 years old, Bill Rozelle. My CRO, he's 54 years old, Mike Shelley. My CFO is 46 years old. She's not, like, no one's, like, we might change some things, but you ain't rehauling this. You ain't rehauling the makeup, the model. Like, this is, and that's where you got to marry. I got a lot of young kids here. I'll tell you a funny joke I said the other day. I don't know if I should say this on a podcast. But
wait, this is the thing that you're worried not to say? It's great.
Pretty funny.
Miriam, the whole time I'm like, man, am I going to get fired for the news thing?
No, because listen, to your bosses, like, he didn't do nothing wrong. I'm the one that said it. And honestly, no offense to both sides are crooked, right? Republicans and Democrats. But I did say this the other day. These guys. So one of the guys finds this kid Alex finds one of his best friends, like, beautiful, this girl he's talking to, right? And I saw a fiction, a beautiful girl, right? So I said to him, we're just talking about it. He's like, no, she didn't sleep with me. He goes, he said, I said, listen, everyone slept with me. He goes, why? What makes you think that? Because how you are? I said, because women sleep with guys they're not interested in.
That's funny.
And he just busted out laughing. I said, nobody was interested in me.
That's funny.
Like, nobody wanted to buy the fucking model. Right? I'm not taking this guy.
Yeah.
And until I met my wife, she was like, okay, I'll stick with him.
That's funny, man.
Like, I'm like,
how did you meet your wife?
I went to high school with her sister.
Oh, no way.
I'm joking about that. It's just, yeah, I mean, well, there's some truth there. Nobody was interested in me, but.
You got the gift, by the way, on tele. You're like playing to the camera.
You know what I mean?
You got the gifts.
I met my wife through, her sister went to high school with me. I get a friend request on Facebook. It was her, a suggested friend. They said it wasn't planned. Bullshit. I still call bullshit to this day. And she was dating a guy. They broke up. But she came through my feed a few times. And I lived in the city. If you're familiar with the city?
Yeah.
You know where Waterfront Square condos are? Down on the river, Delaware Ave?
Yes. Yeah.
So I had a high-rise condo, living the life, single guy.
Yeah.
Own a company.
How many years ago?
This is 15 years. I have billboards of me up and down 95 with me on it.
All right.
So you know how this goes.
Yeah.
In a small, like,
full time, man. Yeah.
People think this is a big city.
No,
it's a very
small
city.
That's it. Yeah.
So, I was having great run, living life, happy. And I literally just messaged her sister and said, listen, like, you know me. I'm a nice guy. She'll have a fun time. I'm not looking for anything serious.
Yeah.
She just broke up. She's not, I'm sure. So she just wants to go out for a night and just have a fun time. I'm that guy.
Yeah.
Like, I was always that guy. Just, you want to have fun? Fuck it. I'm that guy. You know what I mean? Whatever you want to do, I'm easy going, nothing crazy. And she came down to the city, went out, and then
that's funny. That's funny.
We had a kid. She was pregnant in less than 6 months, probably.
Wow. And you just knew that was it. Yeah.
I knew I could trust her.
Which is huge.
Any situation that she would never harm me or my children. Like, that I knew. comes from a great family. I do believe.
Which is big. Yeah.
Yeah, her dad, great man, one of the best men you ever meet. Her mom's a great mom. Like, so like, I just looked at it like, here I was single for all these years. I was your age at the time, 39 years of age.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, if I'm gonna have the mother of my kid, this is gonna be it. Like this, like I knew I was having a kid with her. Like that was like that was my thing to her. Like, I don't know if I'll ever marry you. I don't know if we'll ever stay together. I was very honest and transparent. But I was like, I know I want you to be the mother of my children. Like it was just that direct.
Yeah, that's great. I actually told my wife on our first date, I said, I'm not looking for anything serious. So I did the same thing because I'd finally gotten wise. Like when I met my wife in 2016, a couple months after my late girlfriend passed, but I wasn't in that headspace. She was dating somebody else. And I'd met her through her dad. Her dad, I was on Facebook Live for something on TV. I used to put it on the anchor desk to kind of bring people like behind of what we're doing. And he was constantly commenting. And so he had said, hey, my daughter
Oh my God.
is interested in, he's the man. He's an upholsterer, the man. He was like, hey, you got to meet my daughter. She's really interested in going into broadcasting. And she was at Shippensburg University at the time. And so I said, sure, I'll meet her. I'll bring her for a tour. And so I met her at NBC10. We became friends. Soon after that, she's dating somebody. I started dating someone for the first time after my late girlfriend passed. Pandemic hits, we break up a week before, right? And so I'd been communicating on and off with Holly. September rolls around. I'd finally gotten it through my head like, hey, maybe I'm not cut out for this long-term relationship stuff. Maybe I haven't figured out this, more therapy or something after losing my late girlfriend. And I tell her this across the table at a city tavern, city tap house in King of Prussia in that town center, over fried pickles and ridiculous conversation. And we are there for like 2 hours. And I'm like, all right, we're going to do this again. When can I see you next? And it was like 2 days later. We did it. And the rest is history. Yeah. It's like, that's how it happens. No pressure was on it. You know what I mean? Sure. That's it.
I tell these young kids, have fun. Like, it seems like everyone today is one or two things. They're either scrolling, like swiping, and
because it's addictive.
It is, or everyone's rushing to have a serious relationship. And I'm like,
I know.
Have fun, enjoy it. Here's a question for you. You're a brand, and you understand you're a brand at this point. I'm assuming you seem like you're very understand that. Why do you think so many business owners, because you deal with all walks of life, don't believe that they should be the brand of their company?
Frame one more time. Say it again.
Why don't they believe that they should be the brand of their company?
Why don't the people who
own the companies themselves become?
Why don't they?
Just kind of, do you think it would benefit them to be?
I think so for sure. Yeah. I think if people, the benefit of a family business where they present family first is you have an image of what that looks like in your head already. And you presume, maybe incorrectly, maybe correctly, that they're in it for the right reasons. And they've done it for generations and they're really good at it. And so it comes with some credibility. Here's where it works. It works if the person behind the company is authentic. If there's somebody who is in it for the right reasons, throw them on camera then, because then you're going to get the real deal. If they're not authentic or they're nervous, or they're in it for the wrong reasons, like if they're in it solely for money and not for providing a great product or a service, then I would hesitate. But I think there's a lot of strength in having that person at the top be the centerfold. But I also though think it's probably helpful too to get the people around them visible as well, because that's a good indicator of the quality of company. So often these days, and I found this about, like, let's say the product that I'm selling is the news on NBC10. I think people are more likely to consume our product if they trust the people delivering it, in me and Aaron. And sometimes it doesn't come from us sharing our acumen of the Philadelphia market. Sometimes it comes from, oh, these guys are just like me.
Oh,
and that's it.
Listen,
you know what I mean?
People buy people.
That's it.
Similar to them, that's like that they trust.
And they go, you know what? Now I can trust them, and I'll buy what they're selling. So I think if you can replicate that effect with a business owner, I think 100%. Be at the forefront of the company, be the brand.
If people want to get in touch with you besides watching news, how do they get a hold of you, my friend? I do appreciate you coming in.
Yeah.
I mean, I enjoyed this. I mean,
no, me too. It's great. I love how frank this is.
Huh? Well, I mean, listen, I don't like to use the word, like, I'm not a bullshit artist.
You are who you are.
I am who I am.
Yeah.
52 years of age. I'm too old to change. You know, I do believe you get more with just like being who you are.
Yeah.
Like, I think I meet a lot of people in life that are very well polished and they speak well, but they never have success because they're full of shit.
That's right. You can't access them.
Yeah. It's just, you're full of shit. I think when people walk through the doors here, you see the environment, everyone's happy.
Yeah.
People,
They are.
like,
Yeah.
it is what it is, man.
right.
Like, either you want to come join and win here or you don't.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't want to win, you're probably not going to make it here.
Sure.
I mean,
You're working all the hours and everything else.
it's just too
you don't
hard.
believe what you do.
It's just, but this is hard.